Students, my today's talk is on oxides and hydroxides of alkaline earth metals. You already know that beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, they form M2 plus ions because their lattice enthalpies in solid and hydration enthalpies in water are high. So they form M2 plus ions in the solid and in liquid state, but they are less reactive. They are less reactive than alkali metals. So they are very reactive metals, but less reactive than alkali metals because they are smaller size and higher ionization enthalpy than alkali metals. And their standard electrode potential values are negative. Therefore, they can act as reducing agents. But they are less reducing than alkali metals. Because the E negative value, the standard electrode potential values of these are less negative than the alkali metals. Alkali metals are more reactive than this, but they will form M2 plus ions, and today I am talking about the oxides and hydroxides of these ions. These are reactive, so they will react with air. I am talking of reaction with air, and air has oxygen and nitrogen. What do you have in the air? Oxygen and nitrogen. Beryllium and magnesium, they are less reactive due to their smaller size and high ionization enthalpy. So beryllium, they will form M plus MO oxides. This is our 2 plus and 2 minus. So these oxides are going to be formed when they will react with air or oxygen. Beryllium plus oxygen. So if we are forming beryllium oxide, this has to be heated at 873 Kelvin. Then magnesium also, you know that it has to be heated in the flame. So what you get is it burns with dazzling flame, you know. Magnesium burns with dazzling flame. These beryllium oxide and magnesium oxide are inert, form inert layer, or what I call as a protective layer. Therefore, kinetically beryllium and magnesium oxides are inert due to formation of a protective layer of beryllium oxide and magnesium oxide, whereas the other oxides are going to be readily formed. What will happen if I go to calcium, strontium and barium? They will react with air to form oxides readily. As we go down the group, the E not negative is becoming more negative, the size is increasing, ionization energy is increasing, they are becoming more reactive, so they will readily react with air to form the oxides. Therefore, they have to be stored in paraffins. So we cannot store them or keep them in air because they will immediately react with oxygen of the air. Second interesting thing, they form nitrides with nitrogen. What is nitride? You have this ion and you have M2 plus ion. So what type of nitride will be there? M3N2. So M3N2 nitrides are going to be formed when they react with air. So if you have calcium plus nitrogen, so you will get Ca3 N2, and similarly beryllium with a nitrogen gas, what we will get? Beryllium nitride. So they are forming nitrides, and you know that what is happening, these are ionic compounds, and the reactivity is increasing down the group. Further, you can see that these nitrides will react with water and will produce ammonia gas, and they will produce ammonia. So when nitrides are put in water, there is a smell of ammonia. What will happen? Ca3N2 plus water is going to form calcium hydroxide and NH3. So you will get a smell of ammonia when they are acting with water. These oxides are very stable, are thermally stable, have high enthalpies of formation. Have high enthalpies of formation and have high melting points. They are then used as refractory materials. Very important, refractory materials. You know, in the furnaces there is a lining of these oxides, which means that we can heat them at very high temperature. They are thermally stable, they will not decompose, and they will not melt because their melting points are very high. So in metallurgy, this is important. Metallurgy, what you find is that you are using refractory materials for lining of the furnaces. When you heat to recover the ores in furnaces, reverberatory furnace, others, you can use them as refractory materials because they are thermally stable, they have high melting point, so they are not going to decompose, they are not going to melt, their enthalpies of formation are very high, quite very stable oxides. What is the hydroxides of these? Hydroxides, what we are saying, that if they react with water, what we should get? And you are getting hydrogen gas. So what is calcium, strontium and barium react easily. As we said, the reactivity is increasing down the group, so they will react easily. Calcium plus 2H2O will give us calcium hydroxide and hydrogen. Beryllium hydroxide is prepared by the reaction of beryllium chloride with NaOH. So you will get beryllium hydroxide and H2O. So you get beryllium hydroxide and NaCl. And for magnesium, you can use magnesium sulfate and sodium hydroxide. So magnesium hydroxide and Na2SO4. The hydroxides the basicity of hydroxides increases down the group. As we go down the group, they become more ionic. What is happening down the group? The ionic sizes are increasing. Cations, M2 plus ion sizes are increasing. Their electropositive character increases. And as our electropositive character increases, what will happen? They are becoming more and more ionic. The ionic character increases down the group. Beryllium hydroxide is amphoteric. Amphoteric. And you will see that beryllium oxide and hydroxide will have some covalent character. As you go down the group, what is happening that they are becoming more and more ionic, and beryllium hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide, they are insoluble in water. They are insoluble. So I am showing arrow like this. They will sit down. Now beryllium hydroxide, if I react with HCl, what will happen? So you will get BeCl2 and 2H2O. So this is an acid. It is behaving as a base, and beryllium hydroxide can react with NaOH, and what it will form? NaBeO2, sodium berylate and 2H2O. So here it is a base, and this is acting as an acid. So beryllium hydroxide is an amphoteric in nature, and as you go down the group, the basicity is increasing, the ionic radii are increasing, the metal hydroxide bond is becoming weaker because of the increase in size, the electropositive character is increasing, therefore their basicity increases. One more important thing about hydroxides is the solubility. Solubility of hydroxides. They have become more soluble down the group, increases down the group. Solubility in water, you know, when I say solubility in water, students, there are two things. One is the lattice enthalpy factor. It is decreasing down the group, that we know, with increasing size. And other is the hydration enthalpy. Both are decreasing. This is also decreasing, but less than lattice enthalpy. That means as you will go down the group, there is a decrease in lattice enthalpy because of the increase in sizes, increase in electropositive character, and therefore it will be easier to dissolve them. Therefore, as you go down the group, the solubility is increasing. As I said, beryllium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide are insoluble, and down the group, what is happening? They are becoming calcium hydroxide, strontium hydroxide, and barium hydroxide. Solubility increases down the group, because when you put anything in solution, you know that there is a hydration. The enthalpy of solution is equal to hydration enthalpy and lattice enthalpy. Lattice enthalpy decreases more than hydration enthalpy due to increase in size, electropositive character. Therefore, what you find, the solubility is increasing. These are two important questions in oxides and hydroxides, that their solubility and their basicity. And one thing which I want to tell you, that the oxides can also be prepared. The oxides can also be prepared by thermal decomposition of carbonates, which I missed here. In the preparation of oxides, one more point you can note down, student. Preparation of oxides, all carbonates on heating will give metal oxides plus carbon dioxide. So this is a method of preparation of the oxides also. CaCO3, you heat and you will get CaO plus CO2. You know that this quicklime is a very important compound, has great applications, and the process of hydrolysis of these is called slaking process. As we said, that what happens is the slaking of this, when you react with water, you will get calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide will be obtained and hydrogen. So this process is called slaking. Therefore, you can see, students, this is the story of the oxides and hydroxides of group 2 alkaline earth metals. I will meet you in my next lecture, where I will discuss halides and other compounds of the alkaline earth metals.